All right, here we go. We're in the game, and we are go. Any cheeky invades gonna happen? Oh, it looks like both teams are grouping up for that. Ooh, we're gonna get a spicy level 1 right off the bat.
It might be, but rejected by Amumu likes to stay together. Oh!
Everybody just goes mid. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, that's
Love
usually
it.
the route you take if you're trying to invade. What you do is you walk down the mid, follow that wall into the river, into that bush, so they don't have vision of you.
Oh, that was so funny. That was great. And from there, everybody's just going to go to line of scrimmage. Although the line of scrimmage is a little oddly stacked for rejected by Amumu. They're not having anybody watch the blue side by Pixel Bush.
I mean, you also got Vel'Koz mid sitting between his towers mid lane for some reason.
Yeah, it's both teams not doing an exact line of scrimmage. Aurelia goes in a little bit, but she doesn't put a ward down, which is strange. Oh, she already used her ward in the Pixel Bush. That's why.
Yeah, I think she was just trying to get vision, see where she can find anyone.
Darius is waiting for her, though. Took his W first instead of the Q so that he could have the slowdown.
Again, Darius is going to be able to control this early game, so if that was actually really important for him there.
And everybody's just doing the normal laning thing. No real surprises yet. So there are going to be some things to look out for here. For instance, Nico's first item down bot lane when she can go back and get it. Almost got a snare there in bot lane, actually, since I was just talking about Nico. Now, if we look at summoner spells here, Nico actually took a teleport and not heal. So that makes their bot lane slightly more vulnerable to damage and, you know, having to play safe, needing to recall if things get hairy. Ooh, Darius gets a nice pull top lane as slow and lands the Q. Cassiopeia taking poke in the mid lane at the same time. Rejected by Amumu's definitely being more aggressive right now during the laning phase.
They're really going to have to. They're going to have to try to snowball their leads if they can find any. I just realized this right now, but Zyari is running Glacial Augment, so that's probably going for a full AP build. And Nico with that is extremely oppressive with the amount of slow she can stack with her skills.
Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, I didn't notice that until you brought it up either. Good eye. Oh, Sejuani goes in on the Nidalee. Is she going to get the stun? Yes, she gets the stun off. But Nidalee's just going to hop over the wall. She's going to stay safe. Sejuani chose not to flash over to chase. Although, she probably could have. Chose to hold on to it for a later time.
She realistically could have, because Rejected by Amumu has priority in mid and top. They're both shoved in. Miztosis would not be able to respond quickly.
Nivea's just been doing a great job of getting poke onto the Cassiopeia. Oh! I thought a fight was going to break out there too, but Aurelia just does a really excellent escape. Stays out of harm's way. But yeah, in the mid lane here, Nivea, though, she's been poking Cassiopeia pretty well the whole time, but now she's low on mana, and she's also down in CS. And as I'm talking about it, Nidalee comes mid to help out with a gank. Gets Nivea into her egg form. Cassiopeia, is she going to get the kill? No, Nidalee takes it. Darius goes for the kill on Aurelia, and he's probably going to get it with the bleed stacks. Ooh, no, Aurelia ends up living from it. Barely, just barely. Bleed stacks were not enough.
That is a big blunder for Rejected by Amumu. Darius wasted both summoners in that. That's going to leave him vulnerable, and that's going to reduce his kill pressure in the lane. As well, in that mid lane, having priority there was good, He just did not play it correctly, and it costed him that kill.
Exactly, and Darius also recalls right after that, so it gives Aurelia a chance here in lane since she teleported back to really catch up in CS and get back to a point where both of them are even. If Darius cannot get a CS lead against Aurelia, then all this aggression is really going to be for nothing.
All right, the way this Darius is probably going to try to play it, since he is running that Ghost, he's going to try to freeze the lane now to force Aurelia to either move up, giving him a little more kill pressure about his summoners and force her to roam, or he's just going to keep pushing that in. But the problem with that is that Aurelia with her Q just makes farming under tower extremely easy.
Yeah, you never want to let Aurelia farm tower. She's going to have a real easy time with it. You need to make her farm where she's vulnerable. Darius gets a pull in. Is he going to get the slow? Nope, he just goes for the Q. Just gets some bleed stacks. No big deal. Takes a tower shot, but that's okay.
I do not agree with generic Scion mains here. The way he's playing the lanes is going to make it extremely difficult to keep kill pressure up, and Aurelia's going to get free farm.
Cassiopeia just has a real hard time landing poke. In the bot lane now, we see a slight engage, a little skirmish here, but, you know, both teams back off. Both teams do not commit to the fight.
Johnny's looking at bot here.
She's trying to position herself. Just got to make sure that the minions don't spot her while she's there. She backs off, though. There's no real good moment. Darius gets another pull in the top lane, a slow and a Q, but Aurelia just escapes again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
She moved too close.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, though. The Sejuani backed off because the passive tipped off Miztosis' Egirls that she was in the area. So that's a good call. I didn't actually notice that on the replay. Darius is getting a nice CS lead top, though. He is actually, like, now starting to make that happen for himself.
You got to keep in mind, though, he built up a wave there. It's about 2 waves, so it's good. He's going to cancel it out right now. He's going to try to open... Well, the way you do that is you have that wave build up, so that way you have pressure, and you can roam around to other lanes. Well, he's not going to use it for much.
We are seeing some disparity, though, in CS numbers between some of these lanes. Vayne is up by 15 CS over this Nico in the bot lane. And then in the jungle, the Nidalee has, 20 more CS than the Sejuani does. That's a pretty huge difference there. But it's only equaling out to about a 800 gold difference. So, it's still no big deal. It's still anybody's game. But these small advantages could eventually lead to bigger advantages down the road. Looks like Rejected by Amumu is going to be able to take that dragon uncontested.
That's an important dragon for them to take. The health region, the mana region will keep them up in lane, and it's going to keep Miztosis just a little behind in sustain.
Yeah, definitely helps out, especially the Darius, especially the Nautilus down in bot lane. They can afford to take more risky engages down there now. Oh, but Nidalee comes down there to try to help them get a kill. Is it going to happen? No, the Nico gets a snare. Nautilus uses the ultimate, and it looks like they're going to escape just fine. Nautilus nearly dies, and now there's a skirmish in the mid lane too. But the Cassiopeia escapes.
That was a win for Miztosis there. They got the flash and the Nautilus ultimate. So, yeah, that's a gankable lane in the near future.
Ooh, Cassiopeia wants to chase this down, but knows she'll take a lot of damage if she does. Now, did Miztosis' Egirls, did they see the Sejuani passive again bot lane? Did they notice it? They might have noticed it because they're definitely backing off a lot right now.
Yeah, it just procced right now.
Ooh, Nautilus misses the engage, but that's okay. He's still going in. Sejuani follows it up. The Nico ultimate also follows it up. This is probably a dead Tahm Kench. And they give the kill over to Nico. Oh, Sejuani gets a nice ultimate on Vayne. Nautilus hooks her. That's the end of Vayne as well. A double kill for the bot lane.
Well, that was going on. They got the kill again on Anivia there. That's extremely important for Rejected by Amumu. They really need to start snowballing the game here.
Yeah, I mean, they just got these 2 kills bot lane. They spread them out. Nico got one of them. Nautilus got the other one. And now they're also taking some turret plates off. That's also going to help them out a lot. Oh, and Darius is getting ganked top lane. Teleport is coming in. He dunks the Aurelia, and he gets the health regen to live. Oh, doesn't die to the turret. Very well played by the Darius.
That was a misplay by Miztosis there. They had the kill potential there, but Aurelia should have backed off after that teleport came in before she could get all those stacks from the Darius.
That was really good teamwork there.
I agree completely. That teleport just added the pressure, and Miztosis is just backed off, and they cost them a death there.
Now, it looks like Darius wants to help get that scuttle just to set up for a Rift Herald. Now, are they actually going to go for the Rift Herald, or are they just looking at getting vision there to watch for Miztosis' Egirls? You know, we'll find out soon. But I would like to see them go for it. I would like to see them get the pressure built up to take it.
I think it works both ways. One, you're getting rid of that objective from the jungler, so let's go, less XP. You're getting free vision, and it opens up the objectives.
Oh, and as we're just watching here, we get another engaged bot lane, but the E-Girls are able to take out the Nautilus, and will they take out the Nico as well? Oh, she flashes away, but the auto attack from Vayne still hits.
Really good play by Miztosis is there.
Really good play.
Even though the Tahm Kench in the support role is pretty weak now, his damage has been buffed and his utility has been buffed. So if he gets a hold of someone, they're not getting away if they don't have flash.
And now Miztosis' E-Girls responding in kind on bot lane, getting some plates. Aurelia also wants to engage on Darius top lane. Darius is taking some turret shots, but he still has more damage than Aurelia does at this point in the game.
I really do think that Aurelia should invest into a Tiamat just in case Darius shows up again. She can instantly kill that wave and force a fight under that tower. Oh.
Oop. And Evia forces Nidalee to back off, but they release Shelly up in top lane. Darius and Sejuani still going to push top just to help Shelly get another turret charge off. Nidalee needs to go top to help answer that. And Nautilus and Nico engage bot lane. They're dealing a ton of damage to this Tahm Kench. Oh, now they're fighting in top lane too, and Darius kills Nidalee. It's just fighting all over the map. That's a double kill up in top lane. Nobody dies in bot lane. The Tahm Kench barely escapes with his life. But meanwhile, this is another turret gone top lane. Oh, and it's a dead Cassiopeia too, maybe. Look at this. Gets the stun off. Oh, she gets a kill. And she escapes. Wow, really good play by the Cassiopeia.
That could have gone really bad there by the Cassiopeia, but she was able to get that kill, and that's actually going to boost her a little bit there with that extra gold.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that she ended up surviving that engage. I thought Darius had her, but yeah, she ends up getting a kill for her, ends up getting her some more gold, so hopefully she's a little bit more even with the other team here going into the next series of fights. Also worth pointing out, oh, never mind, I gotta wait. Darius engages on the Aurelia. He might just get a solo kill here with a dunk. Ooh, Aurelia gets a really good flash to escape, though.
Miztosis really needs to try to delay this game. It's going to be really important what they can do within these 15 minutes. If rejected by Amumu just can keep growing the lead, Miztosis will not be able to come back into this.
It's also worth pointing out here that even though the Vayne is ahead in kills and the Vayne is also ahead in CS, well, I try to make a point, but they just keep fighting while I try to make my points. It's also worth pointing out that even though Vayne is technically ahead in lane, that Nico doesn't need as much gold to scale because she relies on levels to scale more than her items and her gold. So it's actually still pretty even down in bot lane.
I totally agree with you there. Also, into the later part of the game, Nico's not going to be playing a damage role. She's going to be playing more of a utility role with that slow and her stuns.
There's a turret. Oh, Sejuani nails the ultimate. That was going to be an excellent engagement. Now the TP is coming in. Tahm Kench saves Vayne. This could be just a triple kill for Miztosis' Egirls. They need to keep chasing if they want to make this work. Vayne activates her ultimate. She's able to chase down the Nico. Can they get it? Can they get it? Yes, they do. The kill gets handed over to Tahm Kench. But it's not a triple kill. They only get 2 of them in the end. That was still a really good teleport, though, to make that work out for them.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Darius, though, just keeps pushing top lane. He's just putting in so much work. Is he going to get... Oh, he does! The fear gets off. He gets a kill. He goes in with a flash, gets another one. He is a monster up in top lane. Look at this guy. Darius just keeps fighting. Is he going to be able to kill the Aurelia too? Tahm Kench eats her, hopefully wants to save her. No, he dunks on the Aurelia, gets her. Is he going to get Tahm Kench? He gets Tahm Kench too. This Darius is just unstoppable.
Miztosis here is just not respecting the early game that Darius has, and he is fed with that Trinity Force. His burst is extremely high early on.
They really, really need to send more people after him at once. Miztosis' Egirls, you know, they can't trickle people in. They have to just send a coordinated effort to take care of him.
I think the correct play Miztosis probably should have done was that even though they lost that bot tower, they should have rotated their bot lane up into that top lane. That way, it would be easier to protect towers with that little range advantage that they'd have.
That could have definitely been an alternate course there for them to look at. At the same time, though, you know, I understand being afraid of putting your squishies anywhere near Darius because that's just asking for trouble. And now we get another fight. Everybody engaging on the Tahm Kench, but it looks like they're just gonna disengage. Nobody dies. Everybody's okay. Nidalee landing a little bit of poke in the mid lane. But with that Ocean Drake, they can just heal up from that poke damage that Nidalee's throwing down. They can just keep sieging all day long as they only take a little bit of the poke at a time.
Rejected by Amumu is honestly pretty tanky with the Nautilus, the Sejuani, and even the Darius in his own way is going to be tanky with that Sterix. And the Nidalee Spears are just not going to be cutting it for poke anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. There was a chance of that earlier, but it's kind of gotten out of hand for Rejected by Amumu at this point. They have a few too many items on their side. But that's what a 6,000 gold lead will get you. They're sieging bot lane, but it looks like they're just going to back off. They're not going to siege it too hard. They don't really have the minions to do it. But they do get a Mountain Drake for their troubles, and that's going to help them in the future against any turrets.
I think that's...
Ooh, Nidalee gets a little too close, but Tahm Kench does her a service and eats her up. And Cassiopeia actually gets a return kill, so rejected by Amumu just being a little bit too aggressive there, and it bites him.
See, that Tom Kench is really coming in right there. That's exactly what they needed. They have a lot of single target CC, and Tom Kench can just negate all of it.
And now Aurelia's getting to the point, now that she has her Trinity Force, and she's working towards her next item here. You know, this is the point where Aurelia really starts coming online if she gets a good engage. But everybody's just kind of resetting here at the same time. Both sides are going to be looking to push the side lanes or group in mid. It looks like Rejected by Amumu has gone to group mid, while Miztosis' Egirls has sent Aurelia top to get that lane pushing.
Miztosis just has a lot of those words down in that bot side to keep the Vayne safe, or who's ever down there, to be honest. But they're going to need to try to rotate wards up into that top side to make sure that they can get vision on that Baron at least, and make sure that they can keep whoever's up there safe and to prevent a backdoor on that inhib.
Both teams need to get vision on Baron, though, because a Baron fight's going to be brewing. Teams are going to want to go for that Baron pretty soon here. And might we have an engaged mid, or is this just both teams posturing and trying to get control of the lane? No, neither team really wants to fight. Sejuani might pull the trigger with her ultimate. She might hop over a wall, but nope. Miztosis' Z-Girls, they're playing too safe.
Darius may go for that inhib top side.
I mean, if he pressures top at the same time that the rest of the team is pressuring mid, they can easily take mid tower. But he has to stay alive to do that. So he has to survive this engage. And it looks like he will. He's actually scaring all three of them off.
I do not agree Miztosis is backing off of that. I think that if they were able to get the Tom Kench in there, at least to eat, pop him out, and then get his slow on, they would have had kill pressure on that Darius before Rejected by Amumu could rotate.
Oh, Darius flashes in, gets a great grab. Ultimates flying out all over the place. Nico Sejuani laying it down. They get one kill on the Aurelia, but Vayne returns it by killing the Darius. That's a huge deal for them. Take Darius out of the fight. It can be theirs entirely. But both teams only lose one champ, and it's both of the top laners out of the game.
Rejected by Amumu completely won that by taking down that inhib, but Miztosis has got... Oh,
Nidalee hops in, nearly gets a kill, nearly turns it completely around. She does end up killing the Nautilus in the end, but he almost survived that. Tom Kench uses the ultimate to get behind them. Vayne is coming in, but it was too little too late. The Tom Kench ends up dying for it.
I see what Loafers was trying to do there. I respect it. It was a good call. He just had no one there to follow up.
Yep. If there was just a little bit more communication between the team, a little bit more coordination, they could have made that work. But Vayne and Anivia were just too far behind. You know, they couldn't catch up in time to make that play work. Excellent call. Just needs a little bit better execution on.
Overall, Rejected by Amumu is playing it by the books. They're keeping up the pressure, and they need to keep that pressure up. If they slow down for just a little bit, that could give Miztosis a way back into the game.
Absolutely, and Miztosis has actually ended up being coming out on the better end of that last engage. So, you know, it could happen. You know, they can claw their way back if those situations keep coming up for them.
I completely agree. Before that fight, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a 6,000, 5,500 gold lead. And there's little by little, they're shortening that lead. And we're also going to start getting to the point of the game where that gold lead isn't going to matter as much when Vayne gets that third item.
Yeah, exactly. Once Vayne gets that third item, she can be an absolute monster. So here we have Rejected by Amumu. It looks like they're setting up for Dragon. And if they do get this, it'll be their fourth Dragon of the game. They've really been doing a great job of this neutral objective control. They had Rift Scuttle earlier. They've gotten every Dragon of the game, and they're going to get this one too. All those free stats just helping out the lead that they have already established for themselves. Now, are they going to transition over to Baron, or are they just going to be putting vision down in Baron and getting rid of any vision that Miztosis' E-Girls have in there? This could also just be a bait for a fight. E-Girls are being cautious, but they do know that Rejected by Amumu's in the area. They engage on the Aurelia. Tom Kench tries to save her, but is it enough? Oh, man. She just uses the hourglass, but she dies anyway in the end. Oh, sorry, the stopwatch. Uses the stopwatch. Rejected by Amumu still wants to keep the fight going. They want to chase the Tom Kench, but he's just too far away.
That might open up Baron for them, to be honest. That Aurelia down, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, that's a stun down. That's her ultimate down, and that can open it up.
That's true. I would still be afraid of the Nidalee trying to steal it, but that does give them a leg up if they choose to start that. It looks like they're just satisfied with sieging mid, though.
Aurelia will be up soon. They should be able to get this inhib, even if Aurelia comes up in time.
It looks like they do get it, and it's just Aurelia didn't show up in time to actually, try to engage on a fight there.
I honestly think they should have rushed Baron right now.
You know what? That's not a bad call. I mean, they have 2 inhibs down. Miztosis' E-Girls have 2 inhibs down, so they have all the openings in the world there to try to start Baron, but they just choose to recall and reset instead. This does give Miztosis' E-Girls an opening to go to Baron, however, and think about starting it, or at the very least getting rid of all the vision that Rejected by Amumu put there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we look at Vayne's items here, she's almost done with that 3rd item. She's nearly there. And she does. She just goes back. She buys a Phantom Dancer. Now she is ready for fight. She could take anyone on that Rejected by Amumu has. If she stays alive, she can single-handedly turn the entire game around.
I think Rejected by Amumu should force this Baron. They have the advantage if they can force Miztosis into a small area with all their AoEs and all the CC they got in small areas.
Absolutely. There is a slight skirmish going on top lane. Rejected by Amumu has 4 of their champions up top while Darius is sieging bot lane. It's forcing Miztosis' E-Girls to split up and try to deal with both threats at the same time. Oh, Aurelia shows up to help out. That is an excellent ultimate. Hits 3 members of Rejected by Amumu, and they go in for a fight. Anivia takes out Aurelia. They're looking to keep going. Does Vayne get a kill? Vayne kills the Nautilus. Are they going to keep going or disengage? Nope, Darius comes up top to help out. He takes the Cassiopeia. The Vayne gets kill after kill up here. She's going after the Anivia to finish her off. She does, but she dies in the process. The triple kill happens. But it's just not enough. Darius and Nico taking that inhibitor. They're going to look to end the game right here. Can the Nidalee stop them? Can she hold them off? No, it doesn't look like it. The Darius damage is just going to be too much. He's going to be able to get this. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's going to focus on the Nidalee. Maybe the Aurelia is going to get there in time.
Trinity.
Nope. Nope, it's just not enough. Darius toyed around with them a little bit at the end. Decides to buff up his KDA a little bit and gets another kill before the end of the game. Wow, what an explosive match. 31 kills across both teams in a 30-minute game. That is 1 kill per minute we are looking at here. That was absolutely crazy.
I do think Miztosis has had the right idea. They had a good comp, except for that Nidalee. The Nidalee just did not provide enough. It was only good into that mid lane. Top side was very weak for Miztosis there. I think if they just switch up the jungler, something a little tankier, something of a little more CC, they would have a better chance in this upcoming game.
So we're looking at total damage here done to the champions here. Darius, what a monster. He has almost just under 23,000 total damage done to all champions. The closest one after him is Anivia with 17,000. Darius just being a monster. Oh my god, that's so much damage.
I
And then
really
if
do think teams need to start focusing that top laner. He plays nothing but those carries. He goes for those early games, and he just runs away with the lead.
yeah, I mean, just a beast up there. I mean, I mean, the damage from every other lane kind of doesn't matter because like in mid lane, Anivia versus Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia was only down 2,000 damage. That's pretty close, right? Like they were both equally effective for their teams. You have the jungle damage with Nidalee 17,000, but that still pales in comparison to what Darius is pumping out. You have the 80 carries with Vayne pumping out 13,000 and Nico pumping out 10,000, but all that damage from Vayne wasn't really all that helpful until it got to the late game, once she had those 3 items, and then she was a force to be reckoned with at that point. It just took her too long to get online where Darius was too far ahead.
I completely agree with you there. I do, but again, I do think they had the right idea. It's just that Rejected by Amumu just played their comp correctly, and they did not let up on that pressure.
Absolutely. I mean, even with the nerf to Rage Blade so that Vayne isn't as effective with that item, she still ended up being scary. She still ended up getting, a lot of kills for her team. I mean, her final KDA was still 6-2-2. She was still the best in terms of like KDA, she was still the best performing player on the team. It's just that what is she going to do against that Darius at that point of the game? That's the problem. But it was still an excellent game by both teams. It was still pretty close for a long time, 7-10. But yeah, we've talked enough about that first game. We'll take a break here, everybody, and we will see you all again for game 2